Boys, boys, boys. Okay, I've got you one of those fancy little round things. Alright, I want to show you something which is very interesting. This is the new LA mechanical refrigerator. I've spoken to you before about this thing. It is a behemoth. It's a monster. I mean, this thing is just over 700 millimeters long. But now, because it is what it is, and you know, I pulled reefers my whole life, so I've got a bit of an affinity for these things. I decided that I'm going to build one, because to do this, you know, for customers, it's going to be just too expensive. Commercially, this is not viable because, you know, once you start putting electronics and things, it goes south very quickly. But I thought, you know, while we're busy with this thing, there's a couple of things I want to actually, for future reference, design and get ready. Alright, so we got the unit and everything here. This is going to be one of the first ones where the doors actually slide open. I must still build those, you know, to put the door, that the door slides open. Now, because you're going to see inside, originally I was just going to leave it as is, but we are printing at the moment carcasses, and I'm going to put meat hooks in the top here as soon as I glue this lot together. But let me show you what this video is actually all about. So now, if we take, let's take, oh yeah, another thing is, this thing is stainless steel inside. So we resin printed the stainless steel profile, and I painted it with a Green Stuff World chrome, and made it so that it's not too shiny, and that was the result. I don't know if you guys can see there. Pretty, eh? So yes, this side I've already glued in. I'll do the other side later, but let me show you what this is now all about. I decided that because we got the new bogies here and everything is nice and new, we might as well just push the envelope a bit. And seeing that it is an Thermo King diesel unit, I decided to put sound in it. Must be off my rocker. Now this is an ESU HO scale in their class 66 smoker. Now I'm going to put this in there and then do the top of the unit here with all the angle iron stuff like I looked in real life. So all you'll basically see is the little exhaust sticking out. And then I'm going to couple this to an ESU 21-pin decoder and an I/O board so I can actually do the smoke dynamically. So when this thing speeds up, there will be more smoke. So that'll be lovely. So it will be dynamic smoke as well. But now the problem is, obviously, if you want to do stuff like this, the speaker I'll put in here somewhere, you got to have power pickup. I mean, otherwise, how are you going to do it? And that was the problem because, you know, you got to go for something that is, you can interchange between bogies. And what happened was, I had some Masoth. What was that number? 8313608 power pickups. This is the one with the little carbon brushes and the springs. Let me show you. It normally comes in a holder like this. But you know, it's much cheaper to just buy the pickup and then you can modify, because this is very bulky. This was built for LGB stuff, so this is very bulky. And we made it slightly thinner. And because we've got such long stretches on the frog on the turnout, you will lose power if you go over there for a fraction of a second. So I must still put the two wires aside. But so we designed this, printed it, put the Masoth pickups in here, and now this can be varied. You can cut it off and only use one here, and the other one you just use on the other side. Then you spread it over the whole wagon, which I still think would be better. But for now, this is how I'm going to do it because I won't have a problem here by me. I'm using the Lachas Creek. It's a metal frog. So I won't have the problem that it'll lose power over the plastic frog because our wheels, the flanges are so short it doesn't touch inside the frog and doesn't make contact. Okay, but besides the point now. So what actually you do is if you have any bogie like this now, and the reason I'm doing this is I want to do a set of blue train coaches, not 100 years from now. Within the next year, I want to at least do 2 of them, and that's going to have all lights and crap in it and stuff. So when I asked him to design this for me, we needed to get this out the way that when you look at it from the front, it doesn't really bug you. So now, look, the screw is still in there. So now it's very easy. You just throw it in there like that, and that one like that, and it goes over the top here, and that will screw. And then you have it like that, and it's all very nice and neat and out the way. And you see what I mean now. If you print one without this, you print a similar one just with a little leg, and you put it that side. Then you have pick up on this wheel and on that wheel on the outside. Well, any which side. And you can spread the pickup over the length of the wagon. Now, yeah, this is the diesel tank. The smoker will fit. I've just got to cut a hole in the front here. I'm aiming to put the decoder here somewhere, and then I'll drill holes through here and here, just so I don't touch any air tanks or whatever for the speaker. And I'm going to use a British HO speaker and an HO decoder. All right, now let me go show you what I have planned as a sound file. Now you have to walk with me. All right, I'm sort of going to leave you in this little machine. Let's go, let's go, let's go. It's a crane. It's actually an ESU crane. I just want you to hear it. And it will work brutally because I've driven these things all my life. I know exactly what they sound like, and this is it. That's a Thermo King sound. It revs up just like the real thing, and you can, well, I'll tell you now. Okay, so you guys get the idea there. I will just black out all the background noises, switch them off. So I just have the motor sound, and then do it like that. Sorry dudes, my place looked like there was a war here. Okay, but you actually know what I'm carrying on about. Okay, let me just show you some other things, because this is the first one I built. I've also redid let's just take this out because that makes me nervous. All the brake pots and stuff. There's still a couple of pipes and stuff that needs to go in here. But yeah, I'm using brass more. I've also got my printed couplers on here, which is very cool. And yes, at the end of the day, if I save money on couplers and things like that, and I can print more stuff in-house, I can spend more money on fancy stuff like electronics or resin prints or whatever. All right. So now, yeah, that's the plan. Also, let me show you here. This side you can see I've put the welds on. That side comes printed like that. So we put the welds in here. And then that is the end of that. Yeah, so I can't wait to finish this thing. There's obviously now a lot of stuff that's going to happen in the next week or so, but I want by next weekend this thing must be painted and everything. Most important with this thing is the sequence of events. So you can't stick anything together before you've done everything that you need to do inside here. Oh yeah, let me show you. I don't know if you can see there. That's what the insides look like. The stainless steel look. Lekker, né? So the floors, I'm also going to put a little rip on the floor. It had a T-bar floor in our normal reefers, but the rail was actually very smart. They had like a half-round shape on here. So when pallets or whatever broke, it was much easier to clean this than we had with the road reefers. I mean, that was always a nightmare to sweep those things. All right, so I think I'm very excited about this. This is one of the wagons that was a legendary wagon in its day because it was so big and stuff. And sad part is, it got killed by the reefer container. I mean, once those things started running, they just cut all these up. I think there's still one in George standing there at the Transport Museum. I'm not sure if it's still there, but yeah. Out of all of them, there's only the one left. And yeah, it was such a prominent, it's a beautiful wagon. I also want to show you, let me take you out here. I want to show you the new bogies. Look, I need to put the bearing cap on there, but they turn as well now, you know, all of them turns now, but it's a completely new design. I don't want to turn sideways, and very, very nice. You see the writing on it here, score, SAR, SAS top. We made it smaller, more petite, you know, more prototypically correct. Very, very nice. So boys, that's basically what I wanted to show you. So that's the end of it, and I'll speak to you guys later. Have a lovely evening, and goed julle tot ziens.